Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. It's another new week, life is good, and I'm telling you, this Monday feels extra fresh. The air smells sweet, and this Nintendo news is gonna be quite the treat because there's major Switch maintenance coming, which could be hinting at the next big Switch update. Plus, Pokemon Legends Arceus is really heating up, the marketing is starting to skyrocket, and they revealed a really nifty new feature that we need to talk about. Plus, another 35th anniversary says hello as Street Fighter enters the arena, and Twitter reveals its most talked about games of 2021, and I think you'll find it fascinating. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you all had a wonderful, relaxing, good weekend, and I hope your week starts off with smiles. If not, I'm here to bring you one. So make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy the show and what we stand for, positivity and lots of video game love. Make sure to let me know your take on today's topics in the comments down below, and I'll let you know that my friends at Lexar make the best darn memory card you can buy for Nintendo Switch. This is the fastest, most secure, most reliable, and biggest memory card you can get. All right, even if the next Switch doesn't come out till 2024 like we were talking over the weekend, this will have you covered because the Play card comes up to 1 terabyte of storage size, which is absolutely incredible. Make sure to click the link in the description down below. These guys love you, they support the show, I love them, and it would mean a lot to me if you'd check it out. We all choose you, Pikachu, but Nintendo is finally choosing to put Pokemon Legends Arceus out in front. Their marketing is really ramped up over the last week. They posted a 6-minute overview trailer in Japan, a bunch of commercials, and the new trailers are finally starting to roll in here in the States. Today's latest trailer highlights all of the unique elements of the Hisuian region, the crafting, the chronicling of the first Pokedex, and some of the unique enemies you will face as a trainer and with your Pokemon team. But they showed off some new things as well, including the crafting bench, which I think is going to play a huge role in making this much more of a Monster Hunter type title for Pokemon fans. But most importantly, they showed off indoor Pokemon riding. We've seen nothing of the sort, as all of the Pokepals have been seen outdoors. This one is in some sort of tunnel, a temple, and it leads me to believe that there's going to be indoor areas that you can bring your Pokemon as well. Now, I really feel like Pokemon Legends Arceus is hiding many secrets beneath the surface, and I think that they are intentionally keeping this under wraps so that you're really blown away when this thing releases on January 28th. I can't believe it's coming out in less than 3 weeks. I'm so excited to play it with all of you and cover it and review it and see if it really is all that I'm hoping it is. But this sign right here of like indoor action, pretty interesting. Let me know what you think about this, and if you've seen more of the Pokemon marketing really heating up. Now you can tweet hashtag Pokemon Legends Arceus and get the little Arceus little guy. Also, let me know if you'd like to ride a Wordier through a long temple tunnel. 35, the most popular anniversary in video game history. Another game is hitting its 35th anniversary as Street Fighter Hadokens its way to a big year. Capcom just tweeted out, hey, surprise, we've got surprises for this franchise as it's celebrating a major milestone. And so far, all that they've shown is this logo, but they say please look forward to future developments, which most likely means Street Fighter 6 or maybe some sort of offshoot. Now, Nintendo did not get Street Fighter 5, but they did get Street Fighter 4 on 3DS of all places. And we've also got a lot of retro collections and old school hits on Nintendo Switch from yesteryear. Will the next Street Fighter make its way to Nintendo platforms once again? I think the answer is almost assuredly yes. 2 reasons. 1, Street Fighter has a chronicled history with Nintendo platforms, and the system has over 100 million units out there to sell more of your game. And 2, Capcom has been loving on Switch hardcore as of late. You know, they did the whole Monster Hunter Rise ordeal, that's been fantastic. Of course, there's a bunch of Resident Evils on Switch, though we're waiting for a new one. You got Okami, you got Dragon's Dogma, and you've got Phoenix Wright. So it's full on for Capcom with Switch development, and I expect that to continue with Street Fighter. I'll let you know when we hear more, but definitely expect a new fighter from the streets to hit Switch sometime later this year for the 35th anniversary. I mean, if they do it right, unlike Zelda, which again, just got completely blown over. Now, Nintendo themselves were almost blown over by Twitter users. Twitter decided to reveal a bunch of the top things from 2021. And I always find these fascinating because they help us better understand what the general populace is most interested in. Look, like at the end of the day, the people like you that watch Nintendo news shows on the regular, that's not the biggest percentage of the gaming audience. The biggest percentage is just like is out there, and they're probably not as into it as you and I. So this is fascinating to me that the most talked about video game for all gamers on Twitter in 2021 was Genshin Impact, and then Apex Legends, and then Ensemble Stars, which I don't even know what that is. After that, it was Final Fantasy, Fate Grand Order, and Nintendo made its one mark at number 6 with Animal Crossing New Horizons. Honestly, that's really impressive because the rest of this list is a lot of PC and mobile titles that have just huge global audiences. Animal Crossing does also have a huge global audience, and when you look at the countries tweeting the most about gaming, it's Japan, the US, and South Korea, followed up by Thailand, Brazil, the Philippines, and Indonesia. UK doesn't hit until number 8, France at 9, and India at 10. Gaming has really become such a global force, and that's why you see a lot of these mobile games, these free-to-play games, these multiplayer games really taking to the top of Twitter remarks. That is what, in the general sense, is most popular. It's not necessarily Mario or Zelda or Smash Bros. It's games like Genshin and games like Ensemble Stars that really are what's helping spread gaming around the globe. Now, of course, Twitter popularity doesn't necessarily equate to quality popularity, but I still find it fascinating to see what's being most discussed, and I'm curious how high Breath of the Wild 2 can climb in 2022 on Twitter. All right, this one's pretty darn interesting. Okay, the fine folks over at Nintendo decided to update us on some updates they are prepping to perform. They announced their Nintendo Switch maintenance schedule, and there's a lot of maintenance going down. All right, they got maintenance on the 10th and the 12th, but it's 4 separate categories, including network services on the 10th, transferring save data on the 12th, transferring user data on the 12th, and again, network services later on the 12th at evening time. So a lot of maintenance happening at different points of this week, and many of them involving save data and the network. They say you shouldn't experience too much trouble, but if you are trying to play between the hours of 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. Pacific time tonight, or between the hours of 10 p.m. and midnight Pacific time on January 12th, you may encounter some hiccups. So speculation has started to swirl about what exactly Nintendo is up to here, and why do they have so many sessions of maintenance in a row? Now, a lot of people have said, oh my gosh, maybe a direct is inbound, but let me quash that. I don't think a direct is inbound. People like to associate maintenance with directs, but I don't think there's that much correlation. Maybe though, something could be happening under the hood, something that could upgrade Nintendo Switch either in the form of a system update or in terms of the online ecosystem. Goodness gracious, Switch Online needs some updates, and perhaps this is laying the groundwork for what they plan to do either at the next Nintendo Direct or even beforehand to really try and appease fans who are upset about the $50 expansion pack. We've said time and time again, Nintendo needs to get going, and they pushed out Paper Mario in December with Banjo Kazooie promised for this month, but that's not all they need to do. There's more work for Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack to be worth it, and there's honestly more work for Nintendo Switch Online to upgrade and evolve to 2022 standards. Nintendo believes very much so in their subscriptions for Switch Online, but they need to deliver content in terms of new games, free games, more nostalgic offerings, or better DLC perks. And right now, there's not enough there. We've talked about what they could do. Game Boy, DLC for Pokemon Legends Arceus, a freebie along the lines of Game Pass or PlayStation Plus. It would be nice to see Nintendo do something, and this maintenance could be the beginning indicator of what they plan to do. Now, I will note that they're not taking the eShop down, it's network services and save user data. In the past, when they've added stuff like N64 and Genesis with the expansion pack, they took the eShop down to make that adjustment. So to me, if they're gonna make anything adjusted, it's going to be much more on like the systems level, right? The settings levels. So, you know, you start to think about folders, you start to think about themes, and maybe that's just pie in the sky, but I'd love to see them make some upgrades there. Even if it's not adding content, right? Improving what's already there is still a good move for Nintendo. I think there's things they can do with the UI and the interface and the fluidity of their service to make it better, more appealing, and hopefully begin to build something that consumers feel better about buying. Now, there's a chance that this maintenance is just maintenance. Tighten the screws for the system that's already there. And maybe Banjo Kazooie will actually appear after this maintenance. I think there's a good chance of that because it wraps up on the 13th. That's right around when they launched Paper Mario back in December, and so it would make sense for them to drop Banjo Kazooie in January. Around that same time, one per month feels like what Nintendo is targeting at this time, and we'll have to wait and see. Come Thursday, when this is all wrapped up, has anything new emerged for the online service, for the system itself, or in the form of additive content, even if it's just a bear and his bird? Let me know in the comments down below what you think all this maintenance means. If you think it means a new system update, a Switch Online edition, just normal maintenance, nothing at all, or if you believe there is going to be some secret Nintendo presentation later this week. Let me know your take in the comments down below. We've reached the end of the show, but the poll still lurks. And I say lurks because this was one of the toughest decisions I ever had to make, and it seems like it was for many of you as well. I asked if the new Mario Kart Switch adds a bunch of Nintendo characters, who's your new main? And I gave you quite the list. Samus, Kirby, Pikachu, Marth from Fire Emblem, and Princess Zelda herself. Now these polls are posted every weekday evening on the community tab, so make sure to subscribe so your voice can be a part of our daily conversation. And Marth wasn't really a part of the conversation. 3% said Fire Emblem would be their pick, and it seems like everybody else had to really battle for the top spot. Pikachu took the cake at 34%. The main new driver you'd see yourself playing as, but then it was really close behind, with Kirby taking 25%, Zelda taking 20%, and Samus hanging tight at 18%. Now I struggled between Princess Zelda and Kirby, because Princess Zelda, look, I love Rosalina, I love Peach, those are the racers I find myself being all the time in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But I ended up going with the pink puffball power because I think Kirby in there, locked in, throwing shells, firing off banana peels, and zooming to the finish line is just a sight to behold. Who wants to get defeated by a little pink macaroon? Nobody. And if I can beat everybody as Kirby, I feel like that will be super sweet and satisfying. And look, I bet we're gonna have a chance to do this. I don't think there's any world where Nintendo doesn't incorporate more Nintendo faces into the next Mario Kart. Do they go all out like a Smash Bros. Ultimate? Maybe, maybe not, but they definitely will bring in more familiar faces. It was fun in Mario Kart 8, it'll be even more fun in Mario Kart 9, and I cannot wait to challenge you as my pink puffball racer with his power helmet on, his gloves locked in, and his feet probably not reaching the gas pedal. In the meantime though, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope your week is starting off great. If it's not, remember, you can flip that around, you can change it, you got that power. I love you a lot, I appreciate you so much. Make sure you're all staying safe, staying healthy, staying happy, staying positive out there, and until tomorrow, my wonderful friends and family, thanks again. SwitchForce, out.